coming to the top of your mat. Standing up nice and tall. And taking an inhale and an exhale. And next time you inhale, as you exhale, drop your chin towards chest and roll down your spine, one vertebra at a time, bending your knees as you go. Get to the bottom and just hang for a moment, shake it out with bent knees is fine. And then maybe straighten your legs and bend your knees a couple times, loosening up the hamstrings a bit. And then bending the knees, dropping the hips, roll yourself all the way up, restacking till you get to the top. Take a deep inhale, extend your arms upwards. Grow tall, standing up on tippy toes. Lowering the heels, bringing the hands behind the back, clasping them together, pressing the hips forward as you open your chest and your gaze towards the sky. Good, coming back to standing, inhale, extend the arms up. Exhale, laterally bend to one side, letting that arm release down. Inhale, exhale, over to the other side. And inhale, exhale, back to center. Roll the shoulders forwards a couple of times. And backwards a couple of times. Okay, so we are going to move into some sun salutation-esque movement. I've got 2 sets of weights at the front of my mat. You really only need 1. It just depends. I sometimes like to have it a little bit more challenging, so I have a heavier weight. But I would just have, if you had a single set, make them slightly lighter. You can also double up if we just do things holding in one hand. Okay? So coming to the top of the mat, finding that alignment, feet right underneath the hips, standing nice and tall, shoulders down and back. Tucking that pelvis under, so always thinking about the engagement now of our abdominals and our gluteals to support our spine throughout the practice. Inhale, coming into Utkatasana. Sitting nice and tall, pulling that belly button in, shoulders pulling down and back. Holding here for a couple of breaths, maybe sinking a tiny bit lower. Good, and then forward fold, release that down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hand to the mat. Step the right foot back, coming to your runner's lunge. Pausing here for a moment to stretch through the inner thigh. And then bring that left foot back, finding plank. Inhaling and exhaling. From right here in your narrow hand position, we'll do 5 push-ups. Your option to drop to knees. You don't want to drop your hips. So staying parallel to the floor, lowering down chest, and press back up. Elbows are hugging the rib cage for this one. It's a lot harder than when the elbows are out. They work slightly different muscle groups. And then lower yourself down. Those of you working on chaturanga, see if you can hover for a moment above the mat. And then release all the way into the mat, pressing up to cobra. Curling the toes under, pushing back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, extend the right leg up high. Swing it forward, plant it down. Grab a set of your weights. We're going to do bicep curls and some tricep work. So if you want slightly heavier ones, I'm taking 5 pound. You can do whichever size you'd like. Press yourself up and find that high lunge. Okay, so we're pushing through the back heel and the front knee is bent. Hammer curl, so hands are turned inwards and we're going to curl up. You're standing nice and tall. Chest is lifted. Gaze is forward. Inhaling and exhaling. Controlled slow movement. So it's not mega slow motion, but you don't want to be moving fast. And if you're not using any weight, that's absolutely fine. But move really slowly as if you're pressing against something, resisting it. And 3. And 2. Last one, bringing the hands back, hinging forward now for our power lunge, and bring those hands to shoulders and kick back for triceps. So if this is too much and you want to drop to a lower weight, you certainly can. The triceps historically are going to be a little bit weaker than your biceps. But as you gain strength, you can challenge yourself and use the same weight on each. So we're just moving from the elbow. Be really careful that you're not moving your shoulder because that just changes, you'd be using your shoulders more. We really want to isolate the tricep here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring them back up, hands to sort of your heart center, almost like a prayer position. Nice and tall, and we're going to dip down. So remember, we're bending the back knee down, front knee just goes along for the ride so it's not tracking out over toes. Standing nice and tall. The knee does not need to touch the mat. In fact, it's slightly harder if you get it almost to the mat, but not quite. That's sometimes hard to do, just because sometimes the floor kind of creeps up on you. Inhale, exhale will help you press up. And 3, and 2. Last one, coming to standing. Now safely bend the knee to be able to place the weights back where they were, hands squaring off that right foot. Push into it and step the left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stretch. Exhale, come back into chair. Holding chair, belly button pulls in, chest lifts. Inhaling and exhaling. Can you sit a tiny bit lower? And forward fold, straight legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. This time stepping the left foot back, coming to your runner's lunge on that side. Pushing back through the heel. Front knee over front ankle. Nice inner thigh stretch. And then step the right foot back, finding plank. Holding here. Belly button pulling in, taking a few breaths. And then the same thing we just did, 5 push-ups, lowering down, exhale, press up. And 4, 3, 2, last one, same thing we did before, lowering down, option to hover. And then if you want to come to up dog or lower all the way down to cobra, or all the way down then press up to cobra, either way is fine. Taking a deep breath, curling the toes under, pushing back, downward facing dog. Rolling the shoulders away from the ears, pressing into palms, pressing into heels. Deep inhale and exhale. Extending the left leg high. 3-legged down dog on this side. And then swing that foot forward, plant it down, pick up your same set of weights. Safely press yourself up to standing. Push through that back heel. Nice deep bend in the front here. Heel turning the palms out this time so they're facing forward. Bicep curl. Nice and controlled. So you kind of have an option here. I'm doing the full extension. You could also just go to the ribs and back up. I alternate. Sometimes I do one, sometimes I do the other. And again, you can really press with resistance with your hands, palms flat, if you're doing this without any weights. But you know, even if you don't have weights, cans of food, bottles of water, take bottles of water and fill them with sand or dirt or rocks. And you can make your own weights. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, hinging forward like we did before. This time extend the palms behind, the hands behind you, palms facing inward, and squeeze together and apart. Squeeze and open, squeeze and open. If you are using heavier weights, this might start to feel too difficult too quickly. You can put them down. This is getting into our shoulders as well as our triceps and our back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn the palms so they face up and little presses upwards. Small movement. Keep breathing. I'm already sweating. I don't know about y'all. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to vertical, bringing those hands palm to palm or weight to weight. Bending the back knee down to press back up. Inhale, exhale. Again, the most important thing here is that you're not tracking forward. If you do nothing else, have someone else look at you, look at yourself in a mirror. You do not want to be coming out over those front toes. That knee should stay right over the ankle. 4, that's just gonna hurt your knees, which we don't wanna do. 3, 2, last one. Bend forward so you can safely put those weights down, and then step forward with the right foot, forward fold. Inhale, extending all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time coming into chair, scoop up a set of weights. Again, either side. You know what? I'm going to take the slightly smaller ones this time around. Lift the chest, pull the belly button in, sitting down and back. We're going to do the same sort of tricep work. So extend those triceps behind you, or the arms behind you rather. Holding here, see if you can keep the chest lifting. And then come to shoulders and extend and hold. Come to shoulders and extend and hold. Keep breathing. Can you sink a little bit lower? Should be feeling this in the glutes, in the thighs, not so much in the knees. Extend and hold, and return. Good for 3, and 2. The last one. Good, rising all the way up to stand. All right, so we'll do a little bit of balance work here. Go ahead and keep the weights handy. I'm looking for my water. I had water once upon a time. It's vanished. Okay, let's just take a deep stretch up. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Rolling those shoulders down and back. All right, bend down. I'm going to pick up the lighter weights because we're going to be doing some kind of chest fly sort of stuff. So I'm going to have you balance on either foot. I'm going to stand on my right foot. We're going to come to a warrior 3 position. So we're going to hinge forward and we're going to kick that back leg behind us, trying to find a parallel. Push the heel away. Release the hands down, and then we're going to do an upward row. Inhaling and exhaling, pulling up to shoulders, and back down. So these are pretty big muscles, so I'm using real small weights here. The muscles could definitely take a heavier weight, but it really starts to challenge the balance. And the next one's going to be harder on the shoulders, so I'm doing 3-pound weights. Halfway there. Keep pressing that heel away. Keep pulling the belly button in to support your low back so you're not hurting your back. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, come to standing, giving our back a little bit of a break. Good, bring those hands beside you, so biceps are engaged, elbows are hugging the rib cage. We're not going to move our arms, we're going to extend our leg and pull it back in. For 9, 8, it does not have to be as high as your hip. If it drops lower, that's fine. 5, I was leaning back, see if you can stay standing tall. 4, 3, 2, last one, can you hold? All right, come back to your warrior 3. That leg presses behind you. Hands come to chest now, and we're going to extend out. Actually, drop them down, sorry. Bring them down back to where we started. My bad. And then lift up. Extend out and press back down. Just going to do 10 of these. Press that heel away. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, bend forward, place the weights on the floor, press that leg up high, standing splits, and bring that foot down, let yourself hang for a moment, release the back, and roll yourself all the way up. We're gonna go on the other side. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bend the knees to grab those weights. Standing back up. Root yourself in your opposite foot, left foot in my case. Hinging forward. Let the weights go. Extend that leg behind you, pressing the heel away, and row up for 20. Trying to straighten the back leg as much as possible. Pull the belly button in, and the gaze should be on the floor in front of you to keep that spine, your neck in a neutral position. And 10, keep going, 10 more. This is always my harder foot. I'm much less stable on my left than my right. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, standing up. I don't know if you can hear that upstairs, the furniture moving. Everyday part of my life, bringing the hands to heart center. No one moves furniture like my neighbors do. Extend the leg and back in. Extend and in. Oh, I'm sorry, what am I doing? Hands should be here. I'm giving your arms way too much of a break. There's no bicep break. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Swinging all the way through, hands release down, rebalance, and out for 10. Whoa, my foot's cramping, sorry. 9, I'm gonna put my back foot down. 8, my plantar fasciitis in that foot is flaring up, but it's a good opportunity for me to show you this modification with the back foot down, more or less a pyramid position. Challenging my balance, but certainly less so. Getting a hamstring stretch, and most importantly, letting my poor left foot have a break. Stand up. I think I need to roll it out on a tennis ball after practice today. All right, bending those knees to release the weight. Let your feet step together, round your back over. Inhale and exhale, bend the knees and roll yourself all the way up. Good, take a deep inhale. Clasp the hands together, bend and stretch to one side. Lifting through center, over to the other side. Back through center, release those arms down. Roll the shoulders a couple times one direction and the other direction. Good, go ahead and grab the weights again. I'm gonna face you, we're gonna be stepping laterally, so just be so you can step long ways on your mat. Hands are to heart center, chest is lifted, shoulders are down and back. We're gonna separate the feet a little bit more than mat's distance apart, no mat's distance, hips distance. You're gonna sit low, chest is gonna lift. We're gonna step out as we open the arms and then step back in. And then the other direction, out and back in. So you wanna stay, as low as possible, but there is a little bit of an up and down motion happening. You squat down, back to center. Squat down, back to center. And if this becomes too much, you can always take one element out. You could just do the legs. If your legs are bothering you, you could just do the arms. Let's do 3. And 2. Last one. And back to center. Release the weights down. And roll yourself back up. Back to the top of the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, bend the knees. Option here to place the hands on the mat and hop back. Otherwise, you can step back. This time, I'm going to separate the hands. I'm going to do 10 push-ups. Again, an option to do this from knees or from toes. And 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those hands back underneath the shoulders. Press up and back. to your downward facing dog. Heels pressing into the mat. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, coming back up to plank. We're gonna come to a side plank. So I'm gonna move my right hand towards the center of the mat, and I'm gonna roll onto my side. Option to extend the arm. Option to lift the leg. Hold it. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straight to the other side, hand in the middle. Rolling on over. Extend the arm. Option to lift the leg. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that down. Bring that hand back. Down to the mat. Push yourself back up. Downward facing dog. And then bend the knees and hop and back to the front of the mat. And roll yourself up. All right. I'm going to push through because we're going to do another balancing thing. So I'm going to take a ball. You can have absolutely nothing. You could conceivably do this with weight, but I'm not going to. We're going to come back to that same warrior 3 position, but this time we're going to extend the arms out in front of us. So we're going to hinge forward. We're going to lift. I'm going to lift the back of the left leg first. I'm going to extend the arms out in front of me with the ball in my hand. And then we're going to pull your hands towards your knee, knee towards the ball, and extend for 9. Exhale in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, the last one. Come to standing. Place that foot down. Other side. Hinging over. Extend the opposite leg back. Extend the arms. 10. Exhale in for 9. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Come to standing and place that foot down. Excellent. Place the ball down. Come back to the top of the mat. Coming into chair. Again. We're going to rock up onto our toes and down. Rock up and down. This is somewhat selfish because this is really feeling good on my feet. Any of you get that pain in your feet, plantar fasciitis? Icing it is helpful. Rolling it out on a ball is helpful. And this sort of stretching is helpful. Mine just flares up every once in a while when I do balance postures. Rising up onto toes, hover and hold. Lower the heels, still sitting in chair. We're going to transition this to Navasana. So we're going to lower down to the mat, boat pose. Sit down and lift the legs. You can modify this by bending the knees. You can modify it further by putting the feet on the floor. Chest is lifted, shoulders pulling down and away, belly button pulling in. Inhale, exhale. Keep holding. Exhale through the lips. All the way down to the pelvic girdle. I'm shaking, you might be shaking. You can always put legs down, always bend the knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, and pull up. And give yourself a hug. If you have a ball, a block, a pillow, any of those things, grab them. Put it between your knees. We're going to hinge backwards. We're going to squeeze the ball. I'm going to grab my lighter set of weights. Extend them. Pull the belly button in as we sit back. Inhaling and exhaling. We're gonna row up and back, just like a rowing machine. Lift up and back. Good. I like to inhale back, exhale up. Because as you inhale, you help support the spine with the breath as you're in that difficult position. Equally, you can switch that. 10, squeeze the knees, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring the hands to that heart center sort of position. Hinge back, and we're gonna twist back to center. Make sure you're squeezing the knees back to center. It could be anything in between your knees. Just not something that's gonna fall and hurt you. Pillow, ball, block, I don't know, sneaker. Lots of things would work. Exhale, twist, inhale, center. Exhale, twist, inhale, center. And 3, and 2, last one, back to center, pulling yourself up, release the weights, place the ball down. We're gonna come to reverse plank. You can do this with legs extended, or you can do it with legs back. I'm gonna do it with legs extended, and I'll show you if your hips are dropping how to modify it. Fingertips are pointing towards toes, pretty much right under your shoulders, and you're gonna push up. Now, if you only get to here and you can't get any further, go ahead and bend your knees and press up all the way. If you can keep your hips lifted, that's great. Roll the shoulders down and back, looking down your body rather than letting your head drop back. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Option here to lift one leg up and release. Lift up and release. 2 more each side. Keep those hips pressing up. Last one. And bring that down. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, hinging forward. Releasing that. Good, rolling yourself up. Grabbing one of those weights. I'm going to take the 5 pound, put it in my right knee. Come down onto my forearms. Belly button pulls in, and we're going to do the full movement up for 10. Down to the mat, heel towards the ceiling. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. When you're ready, whoop, don't let it fall out. 10, nice and slow. 9, 8. You could do this with a heavier weight. You could do it with no weight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that weight down. Take it out from your knee. Sit back on your heel. Take a deep breath in child's pose. Coming up to sitting. Just gonna sit on my knees. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders back, tilting up towards the sky. And then bringing yourself to neutral. And we're done. I don't know about you, I'm a hot, sweaty mess. But happy Friday, happy weekend, and see you soon.